Well, Jacksonville tied with Pittsburgh for the third best record in the AFC. The Colts in second position right now. Jim Nance and Phil Simms seconds away from kickoff. Colts will get the football first. Your final thought, Phil?
Hey, physical football game, no doubt about it. That's what we're going to see. Jacksonville wants to be where Indianapolis is. They want to be an elite team. To be that, you got to win here today.
All right, partner, it's going to be a wild scene here at the RCA Dome. Scobie ready to send it down the way to TJ Rushing. Scobie coming off a big 5 field goal performance in a win against Buffalo last week. And Rushing steps up to the 5 to take it down the left sideline and is twisted out of bounds at the 27. Peyton Manning in his 10th year. He has never missed a game, never missed a start in his remarkable Super Bowl MVP career. His line has lacked the continuity with all the injuries, but they have Hugo back starting on the left side today after 5 misses. Ryan Deem is out on the right side, right tackle, with Charlie Johnson moving up. Reggie Wayne over 1,000. Addae with 124 yards today could also have a 1,000-yard season for the Colts. We'll begin from the 27 with a little play action. And Peyton firing, finding Wayne for a first out at the 43-yard line. Goes for 16. So the Colts with a big hit on the first play. This Jacksonville defense has not allowed an opening drive touchdown this year. They joined the New England Patriots, the only 2 teams in the league who can say that. Durant, the rookie linebacker, had a pick last week in his start against Buffalo. And Mathis talking to us last night about Jaguar defense, discipline, and physical. I was mentioning to you earlier, Phil, in the 9 games Del Rio has coached against the Colts, Indy's never gone for 30. But here they go with UTEC. And UTEC for about 6. Let's get a little Simms philosophy with the Colts offense.
Well, let me preach a little. Here we go. When the Colts have the ball, Peyton Manning says, just find a way to get it done. I got to be gritty. It might not pretty, just as long as we win. The Jacksonville defense, disrupt is the word. Defensive line, disrupt Indianapolis's offensive line. Be physical with the wide receivers and play tough. That's what we're about on the defensive side.
Peyton 2 for 2 on the first 2 plays. That last one goes for 7. So it's a 2nd and 3. And now Addae hops back toward the middle, and the move will give him a first down into the arms of John Henderson. But Addae picks up the yardage, and again they move the chains, and they're in Jacksonville territory.
Then you think it was funny, or not? It's not funny, but Peyton Manning, he leaned back in his chair Friday. We're talking to him. I had to have a talk with myself, and because he realizes we're not the same team with Marvin Harrison out. Offensive line been changed around with injuries, and he knows it's not going to be as fast and maybe not as pretty, but that doesn't mean you still can't win.
Bring in UTEC as lined up as a fullback, but another throwing situation, and it's off the fingertips of Gonzalez. With Mathis on the coverage. No, Peyton really talked about how it really isn't as pretty to look at as people maybe are accustomed to, but you know, they have had to lower their expectations. We've got an injured player on the field. And we'll take a time break, a timeout as Reggie Hayward is 10-2.
NASN Trivia Timeout. From 2004 through 2005, who equaled Lenny Moore's record of scoring at least 1 touchdown in 18 consecutive games? Stay tuned. The answer is coming up.
There are 380,000 NCAA student athletes. And most of us will go pro.
Most of us will go pro in something other than sports.
In something other than sports. Go to ncaastudent.org to find out how.
Well,
Reggie Hayward in a lot of pain on the Jacksonville sideline as he was trying to rush the quarterback. This player who missed all of last season with an Achilles injury in game 1. It's a 2nd and 10 now as we resume. A dive. He crumbles at about the 45. It'll be 3rd and 8 coming up for Indianapolis. Rob Meyer on the tackle. You know, the Colts without Marvin Harrison, again, still out. With only 3 receivers, they of course use so much of Dallas Clark, Ben Utecht, and Brian Fletcher. But they do bring in now their 3rd receiver, Aroma Shadu. Devin Aroma Shadu. There he is, top of your screen. We're intrigued by his potential. He's a taller target than Peyton's accustomed to on the wideouts. With pressure, Peyton does a good job escaping and then tripped up and falling short of the first. He gains 4. It was Justin Durant who got him by the ankles.
Yeah, Jim, it's funny. You talk about receivers being out. This is something that the Colts don't see a lot of, a blitz by the Jacksonville defense. And of course, when you don't have the weapons, defenses get a little more, they get braver, and they want to come after the quarterback. That's what they've been seeing the last few weeks. And Jacksonville starts the game out. Big 3rd down passing situation. They attack Peyton Manning.
Hunter Smith in, so the Jag defense gives up a couple of 1st downs, but they keep intact that mark of no opening drive touchdowns allowed this season. Pretty strong through 12 games. Good job here by Hunter Smith, pinning him inside the 10 after a 32-yard boost.
It used to be easy to name college football's greatest play. But now there's a new contender to the crown.
Throws it over the middle, complete to Thompson. Thompson looking for a block. He laterals it to Curry, and Curry laterals it again, and it's caught again. And Tomlin now on the lateral, and now the lateral to Thompson, and he laterals it back to Maddox on the other side. Maddox looking for a block. He fakes the lateral to Curry. Now he laterals it to Curry. Curry's at the 49-yard line. He's dancing around. He throws it back now to Maddox, who throws it across the field to Barmore. Barmore looking to run. He's looking for a block. He's got a convoy. He's going to throw it to Thompson. Thompson's at the 30-yard line. Thompson now laterals it back to Curry at the 35. They're running out of spaces. Curry fakes. He's going to lateral it to Tomlin. Tomlin's got a chance to go. Tomlin's got a chance to go. He laterals it. Now he's going to go to Maddox. Maddox at the 30-yard line, and now it's a lateral, and Curry's still going.
No way!
Curry's
No way!
It's a touchdown!
It's a touchdown!
Scores! The game is over!
See all the best college football action live on NASN.
Jim Nantz and Phil Simms returning here in Indianapolis and heading to the locker room as Reggie Hayward with a hip sprain. The word from the Jaguar bench. So we'll see the Jags offense for the first time, starting at the 9. And a flag. And a procedure penalty.
False start. Offense number 74. Half minutes is for the goal. First down.
Terry McCauley calling that one on Maurice Williams. And here is David Garrard. A spectacular season it has been for Garrard in his 6th year out of East Carolina University, coming off a career high 296 against the Bills. Watch that right side though for Jacksonville. It's been reworked. Fred Taylor had his first 100-yard performance of the season last week. It's a 1st and 14 inside of the 5. Then they'll go with Taylor. And he fumbled it out of bounds. He got most of what they had lost on the penalty. And the Colts defense improving in virtually every category off of a year ago. Thomas in that position, once manned by Dwight Freeney, who's out for the season with a foot injury. Boyman starts. Hagler will be back and seeing action. And the secondary, young and punishing, led by Bob Sanders. A 2nd and 10, call it from the 9. A draw to Taylor. Boyman has a shot, then help. It's Keaho who finishes him off. And it'll be the 3rd and about 7 for Jacksonville. How about a little philosophy for Jacksonville?
Well, let's talk about this Jacksonville offense. They want to know where Bob Sanders is to run the football and win the game. They know they've got to block him. For Indianapolis' defense, Tony Dungy says if we have a good day just tackling and they do not get long runs, he goes, I don't think we can lose the game. So that's how he looks at it. We don't give up a big play, they can't beat us.
They have to contend with Maurice Jones-Drew, who comes in for the first time. 3rd and 7, pressure from the edges by Mathis, and the ball is out. And it's recovered by Indianapolis. Mathis knocked it out, Brock recovers it. And now they're saying, I don't know how in the world Brock lost control of it. Now Greg Jones has it. It looked like Brock had full control. Watch this, Phil.
Robert Mathis going to the right defensive end spot where Dwight Freeney used to be. Just about as fast, coming around the outside. David Garrard has no idea. It looks like the Colts get it at the bottom of the pile.
They may challenge this if you're Indianapolis. In fact, the flag is out. They're going to challenge it because Brock has the ball in his hands and he's got a knee on the ground. He tried to get up to run with it, but they're going to make the argument he was already down in a recovery.
And it can be overturned. It has to be very, very clear of possession of the football on a fumble situation like this.
Tony, you can read the lips here. He had the ball.
We had the ball, that's right.
His knee was down. They're telling him, getting an indication, you would think that saying that it's not something here is not reviewable.
Well, I think the officials are now discussing it themselves. From what I know, Jim, in a situation like this, if you can see clearly that you have possession of the football and you've recovered a fumble, it is reviewable.
Indianapolis challenged that they recovered the fumble. Timeout.
Tony Dungy won that argument. That's a pretty good shot.
And is he touched by a Jacksonville player while he's down?
He's got the football.
No question.
Indianapolis football.
In this jersey, I pledge to wreak havoc on my opponent's plus-minus.
To make one-timers happen way more than once.
I pledge that my team will scrap for every single point on the schedule.
In this jersey, I pledge that holes are only holes if they're open.
Shop.nhl.com presents the RBK Edge jersey. All 30 teams reinvented for more strength, more speed, more belief.
In this jersey, I pledge to play for the logo on the front, not the name on the back.
What do you pledge? Visit shop.nhl.com for your jersey.
Hey owners, you know you can get all your American sports fix daily right here on NASN, your channel for North American sports. Join me and this merry band of journalists as we chew up,
David
spit out all the sports news of the day.
Why do you stop freaking matches at noon?
Exclusively on NASN. Hort!
Cheerio, folks.
Showing on the field is a Jacksonville recovery. Indianapolis challenging, saying Raheem Brock had it first and was down with the recovery.
Watching, it has to be clear. 79, bottom of the pile, right here. You can see both. He has the football clearly. Maurice Jones-Drew knocks it out.
So he's got a knee on the ground at this point. Jones-Drew comes in and just
As
punctures the ball right out of the hold.
That's a good shot of it. And then, of course, on top, he started wrestling for the football one more time.
Raheem Brock, one of the lightest defensive tackles in the NFL. We visited with him on Friday at 265.
Yeah, he didn't, you know, that's about as light as you can get to play inside as a defensive tackle or interior defensive lineman in the NFL. And didn't want to admit to us that he weighed 265 either. Well, you could tell us 265. Said, oh, wow, that's pretty light for a guy going in there. But the Indianapolis Colts, it's not that big of a deal the way they play. They do it on speed. That's how they teach the techniques. And I guess he said the biggest thing is he goes, when you play inside as a defensive lineman in the NFL, he said it is so fast, double teamed all the time.
Enjoyed the visit with him.
The ball was legally recovered by number 79 of Indianapolis and was down by contact by touching the quarterback. The ball belongs to Indianapolis at the 11-yard line. Please set the game clock to 10 minutes, 11 seconds. 10 minutes, 11 seconds on the game clock. The ball placed at the 11-yard line.
The two who really had everything to do with it. The one who created it and the one who recovered it. Celebrate Indianapolis with the takeaway.
Well, nice recovery by Raheem Brock inside, but more importantly, Robert Mathis causing the fumble from David Garrard. This could be a first. We could have a double challenge. Jack Del Rio was thinking, was it a fumble to begin with? He was good. That's what he was going to challenge.
Interesting. Yeah. Was his arm in motion?
Yes, that's a good point. No, his arm was definitely not coming forward when it was knocked loose. So you think, well, Dwight Freeney's not in there. That lightens that pass rushing load, and Robert Mathis doing a good job replacing him.
See number 92 on the defensive line. There's Mathis for the Colts, who forced it. But Bobby McCray, number 93, actually, is in for the Jags on that defensive front, in for Hayward. Jacksonville has not allowed any first quarter points the last 3 games. They've won their last 3. Meanwhile, the Colts haven't had the benefit of a first quarter touchdown the last 5 games, but well positioned to turn those trends around. Operate from the 11. Manning flings it to Dallas Clark. And again, there was pressure, and it was McCray, the one we just identified, who steps in for Hayward.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about this too, Jim. 93 McCray on the outside, just gets by Johnson, filling in for Ryan Dean, the right tackle, who is out. And Peyton Manning, timing of a quarterback. He goes, well, always in the past, he knew the timing of that screen. Well, it changes when your offensive line, it's different.
4 receivers and 2 tight ends in the slots. Second down and 10. They run it. A dive in traffic. Still maneuvering down to the 5. A tackle by McCray. Picks up 6. Talk about that offensive line for the Colts. There's always been so much stability there. And as Jeff Saturday, the center, told us, yes, we've had a lot of injuries, but the one thing is it's not like these injuries are long term. It's brought on many switches and changes, but you know, at one point we're going to get everybody back, and we're going to be that much better because everybody's been experienced. Third down play. Manning, right side. Clark, touchdown, Indianapolis.
They get Dallas Clark on Clint Ingram, number 51. And they run a little, what you want to call a rub play, a pick. The timing is good. And when Clint Ingram looks to make sure he doesn't run into somebody, that's just enough time for Dallas Clark to create space, and a perfect throw by Peyton Manning.
Adam Vinatieri for the point after, and it's 7-0. Clark with his 8th touchdown catch of the season. Manning has a 20-touchdown season yet again for a 10th straight year, and the first points to the Colts.
Last season, Reggie Bush burst onto the NFL scene and set a rookie record for most receptions by a running back in a season with 88. Known for his speed and quickness, Bush accumulated over 1,500 yards of total offense. In 2006, number 25 was the only player in the NFL to score a touchdown rushing, receiving, and by punt return. The 2007 season may not be as easy for Bush, as teams will be better prepared for him.
What do I control? I don't control the bumps and the bruises, the crowd, or who covers me. I don't control the bounces, the shootout order, or for that matter, what happens outside the rink. There are a lot of things in life I don't control. But then again, there are some things that I do.
The guys at PTI are on board to enlighten us on the lighter side of American sports.
A certain, how did the French say, I don't know what?
means I don't know what. They even embrace European culture. Well, at least they're gonna try.
Today, how did they say that in England, Mike? No guess today, Moreeeee. I guess that was very southern Britain. Good night, Europe. Here's the flags and the nation.
Pardon the interruption. Catch Mike and Tony exclusively here on NASN.
It is rare that the Jacksonville opponent begins a drive Jacksonville's into the field. They commit so few turnovers, but set up by the fumble recovery, Manning to Clark, and it's 7-0, the home team. Vinatieri kicking it to Maurice Jones-Drew, who ran one back against the Colts last year, and not this time. Excellent coverage down the field by Darrell Reed. That's interesting when you're here, how quiet it is when the Colts offense is on the field and the other way around when the Jags have it. Just listen to the difference. And that created a false
start. It created a late jump by the left tackle. Going against Robert Mathis, that created a sack and a fumble by David Garrard, which led to the touchdown. Fans can't help.
1st and 10, and the flag is down as Garrard tosses it across the middle. Brackett.
False start, offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And there it goes again. Lewis had made the catch, Brackett the tackle, but we'll bring it back. The CBS Sports Store, perfect place to find gifts for all of the sports fans in your life. Shop online, beat the crowds. All you have to do is click on shop at cbssports.com. Now, the Jacksonville offense has had 3 snaps, 2 penalties, and a sack. There's a quick toss again back to Lewis, the second-year tight end out of UCLA. And how about the best way to try to handle a situation like this when it's this raucous?
You know, it should not be that big of a problem for the Jacksonville Jaguars because they don't move around a lot. They get up to the line of scrimmage, they just run plays. And that's how you handle it. Don't try to change plays to communicate. Make it as simple as you can, especially early in the game, for your offensive linemen, and I think Jacksonville will do that.
2nd down and 8. Again, they'll try to cross him up with the jaw, and Taylor stretches it out. What looks like a first down.
And what do you do to get rid of a defense or make it slow down that's really fast? Well, there you go. Robert Mathis up the field. Look at that running hole for Fred Taylor. And you want to take advantage. Robert Mathis says, hey, second, I'm going to go for the sack. because he looks at the situation and knows it might be a pass, so you go outside, and then opens up the running lane for Fred Taylor.
And it's the first down for Jacksonville. Now at the 32. It's Taylor. Nice cut. Taylor squeezing between defenders and taken off. What a move by Taylor. Keaho finally has the tackle, but not until Fred Taylor takes it 29 yards.
You do not see this very often against this Colts defense, and it's good running, but look at the blocking up front. Boy, Maurice Williams, what a kick out by him. And Fred Taylor makes a lot of guys miss. The key to this Colts defense is not missing tackles. And the blocking, boy, everybody. Manawai, left guard, doing a good job.
Raheem Brock was hit by one of his own players and slow to get up and assisted to the sideline. And Taylor, that was some impressive series of cutbacks.
Well, you look at this tandem, Fred Taylor, Maurice Jones-Drew, together, they're as good as any running attack in the NFL.
Two rookies in on the defensive front for the Colts, and Jones-Drew in the backfield for Jacksonville. He gets the handle, and Jones-Drew plowing ahead to the 28. You give him 11 yards. It's another first down. He broke away from Boyman.
I heard that little, not laugh, but you look at Maurice Jones-Drew and you say, well, he's 5'7". But look how powerful he is. And you always hear this term, if your pads are lower than the guy who's trying to tackle you, you are going to be the guy that delivers the blow. What a job. Kelvin Hayden, good job of hanging in there.
Jones-Drew saying his running style is all about winning. My will to win, to do whatever it takes. And you saw it with that first carry of his. He gets another carry, and it's Pitcock, the first to get a hold of him. We got an update on Detroit and Minnesota. Let's go back to the studio. James Brown.
Jim and Phil, Adrian Peterson's 28-yard run, a key play. Then Chester Taylor caps it off, walking to the end zone. Both running backs, 3 carries for 31 yards. 7-0 Vikes over Detroit. Back to Jim Nantz and Phil Simms.
Speaking of backfield combinations, that is something pretty special there in Minnesota as well with Taylor and Peterson. They got the early edge on that one. Here it's 7-0 Colts, but Jacksonville trying to answer right back. Jaguars 1st and 10 from the 28 with a flag, and they're nullifying the play. Forget about it. Kelvin Hayden can come on back. This is not going to be a run back like he had in the Super Bowl.
Offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Third false start of this first quarter against the Jaguars.
Yeah, but that was a good false start. But sometimes you get lucky. And David Garrard, no interception so far this year. Yes, good decisions. He is a good thrower of the football, but you got to be fortunate too. And that time, Kelvin Hayden, he knew he had somebody behind him. He was going to guess on the short route. Everybody likes to throw the football quick and fast against his Colts defense. He guessed right, but he was undone by the penalty by the Jacksonville offense.
So 2nd and 15. Great throwing play, and that is a short gainer. And Gulo with the catch for 4 yards. Another update. Back to you, JB.
All right, Jim and Phil, take a look here. Matt Hasselback hooking up here, 12-yard strike to Bobby Ingram. Both Seattle touchdowns off of Lofa Tutupu's picks of A.J. Feely. 14-7 Seattle. Back to Jim and Phil.
So the Seahawks with some explosive plays at the start of that game on the road at Philly. 3rd and 11. Garrard short hops it over to Reggie Williams. And Reggie was waiting for it.
Well, he was, but you know what David Garrard was waiting on? He goes, well, the last time I moved out of this pocket, I got hit from behind, and this is what makes him throw it quicker and faster than he wants to, and he throws it right into the ground. Of course, he was right. There was somebody coming right after him.
Mathis on one side, Thomas on the other edge. They're going to bring out Scobie for a 46-yard field goal. As long as the year is 48. Missed 8 games with a leg injury. Big week last week. Scobie from 46 yards, not this time. And the Colts will take over at the 36 with a 7-0 first quarter lead.
NASN brings you unrivaled coverage of the best sports North America has to offer. Get the best seats in the house for the biggest games in the best leagues 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Watch the NFL from preseason all the way to the playoffs with over 60 regular season games, the postseason, and live coverage of Super Bowl 42 from Phoenix. Get live coverage of every game of the World Series and don't miss an inning of the MLB regular season with up to 260 regular season games and the All-Star Game live. Experience the most comprehensive coverage of the NHL anywhere in Europe with over 200 live regular season games, the 2008 NHL All-Star Game, and the Stanley Cup Finals live. NASN takes you to pit lane in the high-octane world of NASCAR with live Busch Series racing and keeps you up to date with the Nextel Cup and Truck Series with daily episodes of NASCAR Now. Get courtside with the best conferences in NCAA college basketball with a packed schedule of games between the top teams and unrivaled coverage of March Madness. See the power and skill of the finest players in college football with full season and bowl series coverage, including all the BCS games, live. And with all your favorite news, highlights, and analysis shows, including PTI and Around the Horn, you won't miss a minute from any of your favorite sports all season long. Log on to NASN.com now and join the world of NASN, your leader in North American sports.
Been a lot of Jacksonville miscues here early, Phil, and a lot of them so noise related, you have to think.
Oh, absolutely. Talent, noise, being on the road. Oh, yes, all those things will create bad plays, bad communication.
5 DBs in for Jacksonville, including Terry Cousin as the nickel. First down, play action, fake into pressure, and Manning is hit in every direction.
Wow, I'm trying to watch the guys down the field. Who's going to get open? And I look back and I see about 6 white jerseys.